And then we had the fragment from Antiphon, another sophist on political philosophy. Brought up some things, at least, that perhaps explain where the sophists were on political philosophy. That is, self-interest, according to that, is the ultimate value. When you think about it, and here's something I'm surprised he concedes as a sophist, nature has some objectivity to it. That is, you have to obey nature, right? If you're sitting in our classroom and I step out of the window, I jump out of the window, there's no choice that I have about which way I'm going. I'm going down. If I drop something out of the window, it's going down. Nature has laws. However, the laws of the state are different, right? You don't have to obey them if they're not in your interest. Now, you might say, most of the time they're in your interest. You don't want to get caught. You don't want to be punished. But you don't need to obey them. So what you're worried about is, what's the ultimate value? Self-interest, which explains a little bit about what the Sophists are doing. They're teaching people how to pursue their own interest. And let's turn to the final selection that he has, in which Callicles, I think it's a later passage from the Protagoras. I might have that wrong, but Callicles is complaining about the whole idea of what goes on, this sense of justice, this democracy. He goes, look, in nature, the strong always dominates the weak, and the laws that the state makes up frustrate the strong. In fact, if anything, you're talking about nature versus convention, they're going against nature, because nature favors the strong. So the laws make it impossible to dominate the weak. But you might say, well, maybe not, because there's strength in numbers, so the strong man has to obey the law or suffer punishment. Now, obviously, obeying the laws is kind of the second best alternative, because it's not natural to unrestrained pursuit of self-interest, but nonetheless, it's still a second best alternative. So notice where we are. With all of these guys, we have this relativistic notion. It's what people agree, it's the consequences that they think it has that makes something right or wrong. So this is part of their relativism. There isn't something in the world that they're going to find out about. Rather, it's something that you develop, and we can go around teaching these young people, and in part we're teaching them what we're teaching them to try to get them to be able to better pursue whatever is in their interest, to get them to make more money, gain more political power, etc. So that's what the Sophists were up to.